Jesus asked his disciples, "Who do people say Son of Man is?" The disciples respond spontaneously and enthusiastically. Some say John the Baptist, some others Elijah, still others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. That was pretty easy. However, they struggle to answer the second question, a personal one. Who do you say that I am? Complete silence follows. They turn to Peter, who eventually proclaims, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." This response pleases Jesus because this declaration reveals not only who Jesus is, but also who Peter is, and what the continuity of Jesus' ministry will be. So Jesus declares Peter as the rock, the stable base on which the church will be built. Matthew intentionally includes this episode in his gospel to encourage the persecuted communities of Syria and Palestine. He brings them to hope by affirming the firm base, the solid foundation, the rock on which the church is built. This episode reminds us to remain solid as a rock amidst challenges, atrocities, and persecutions. In this passage, Matthew also shows us that the way of the Messiah is not only a way of triumph and glory, but also one of suffering and of the cross. The cross and suffering are hard to accept. We know it from our own experiences. The same was true for Peter. And so Peter, the solid rock, becomes a stumbling stone and gets rebuked by Jesus. "Get behind me, Satan. You are an obstacle on my path." I remember hearing a homily by a bishop at an ordination in the Philippines. He said, when considering the application of his 4 deacons, he did not think of their talents and strengths. The basic questions he had in mind were, what are their weaknesses? Are they weak enough to become priests? Are they broken enough to be priests? Are they weak enough to let the power of Christ shine through them? Peter's weakness was his strength before Jesus. Peter's confession is also ours. Sometimes we share Peter's identity as flawed disciple and become stumbling stone to God's grace. But like Peter, we confess that Jesus is the Son of God and become a solid rock, accepting his commission. As we share in his identity, we are forgiven and empowered to work with Jesus on building his church in our families and communities. May God bless each of us and our families.